In today's video, I'm going to break down 2 looks from my new lighting handbook, which has 23 setups using only one light. Welcome back, everyone. Last year, I came out with my very first lighting handbook, and in Volume 1, that covered multiple light setups. Well, I recently released Volume 2, which includes 23 one light setups. So in today's video, I'm going to go over 2 of those setups and sort of give you what to expect from Volume 2. Overall, you'll see lighting diagrams, behind the scenes photos, and a full breakdown so that you'll be able to get the final look. I'll go over both hard light and soft light and walk you through each of the 23 setups. And in addition to this digital download, when you purchase it, you'll also get my 31-page Intro to Lighting Guide for free. And for a limited time, Volume 2 is available for only $25. So for more information, just go to johngress.com/lighting handbooks. So let's talk about the very first setup, which will be done with soft light. So I had Jordan sit on a stack of suitcases and I lit him from the side with an Elinchrom Light Motive 120 centimeter 16-sided softbox. I always forget what these things are called. Maybe it's a dodecahedron or something like that, but just know that it's parabolic in shape and it's slightly more directional than the average softbox, and it really creates nice, balanced, contrasty light. It's also very pleasing in general. And if you're interested in checking out a number of different modifiers, I do have a video for that, which I will link to, and that also includes the Light Motive 120. So I set this softbox off to Jordan's right, and it was sitting over there just slightly in front of him. The key thing when you're using one light in this position, and for this position I was going for a Rembrandt lighting pattern, and Rembrandt lighting is just when the light comes across their face and creates a little triangle of light, hopefully I have one right now, under their nose opposite of the main light. So that's what I was doing with Jordan with the light in this position. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind is that I believe that the bottom of the softbox should usually be equal with the bottom of the subject's jaw, provided that it won't be blocking the camera. In fact, my softbox today is a little higher than my jaw, and that's because otherwise it would be blocking your view possibly of my hair or the background. But the other thing to keep in mind is that for this photo of Jordan, I also had the back edge of the softbox sort of equal to the front of Jordan's face. So this is something lately that I've been calling being in the L, so that from your perspective, if you were standing off to the side, you would see the back edge of the softbox in front of their face and the bottom edge equal with their jaw, and their face would be directly in the corner of that L. So that's how I'm lighting Jordan. Now, one thing to keep in mind in a setup like this is you want to make sure that you end up with details in all of the right places. And one of the problems I ran into on this setup was that Jordan's shoe was not separated from the background. So I ended up taking a V-flat World V-flat and I folded it down in half and just sort of placed it sort of like a wedge, wrapping around the back of Jordan's leg and a little bit in front of it. And having the light in that exact position allowed the light from the main light to ricochet around the V-flat and then create a nice highlight on the top of Jordan's shoe, which separated it from the background. If I had the V-flat fully open, then there was too much at its full height, then there was too much detail in the shadows on the side of Jordan's face. So I had it folded in half just so I could get detail in the suitcases that were down there near the floor, and also, of course, to create that separation between Jordan and the background. So for our second setup today, we're going to talk about hard light. So I was photographing my model Canon outdoors at sunset using an Elinchrom ONE and their maxi reflector. This is very similar to a Magnum reflector that Profoto makes, only the Elinchrom ONE has a white interior. And I think it's around 15 or so inches for 40 centimeters, but if I'm wrong, I'll put the correct info on the screen. For this shoot with Canon, I was shooting at 1/3200th of a second at f2 at ISO 100 with a Canon RF 28-70 millimeter lens. I also was using TTL. Now, my strategy usually when photographing people outdoors is to have them with their back to the sun. That way, the sun will act as my hair light and their face will be lit primarily with my main light. And then, of course, the light bouncing around the environment, the sun going off of buildings and sidewalks and that sort of things, will nicely fill in my shadows. I was using TTL on this particular shot because things were moving very quickly. I was changing the light distance to Canon constantly, and I was changing my focal length, and I just wanted to make sure that I got the right exposure. And of course, I love the way that the sun is sort of creating this flare in the image. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.